Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for the PlayStation 4. It is my intention of playing every inning of every game of a 162 game schedule. No skipping innings, no simulating games. Every single one. I'm at 121 out of 162 plus. So, without any further ado, let's look at the team. Here's the standings. The BRONX KNIGHTS have been wedged into the American League West Division. They've taken the place of the Houston Astros. After 120 games, they're 80-40. The difficulty level for hitting and pitching is set to All-Star. I know there are people that are better than that, but All-Star makes me happy. Bottom line is it's 80-40. I've lost 40 games on All-Star. So what the point is that, you know, that's what I like. Anyway. They have a 14-game lead in the middle of August over the second-placed Mariners in the division. And let's jump into the next game in the schedule. Let's not waste any more time. Quick 2-game set at home against the Atlanta Braves. Won the first game 7-6, and this is a day game. The organization, get away, press that, play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the home team at Classic Yankee Stadium. Looks good. Patrick Joseph is the pitcher. Everybody looks good. Let him fucking play. Yeah. Welcome to the Bronx, here for this August daytime weekly matchup as the Atlanta Braves visit the BRONX KNIGHTS at Yankee Stadium. So on the mound for the BRONX KNIGHTS, Patrick Joseph's making his 22nd start of the season. 12-4 with a 5.66 ERA. He's gotten a lot of run support this season. He'd get 12 wins on that kind of ERA, but it is what it is. Leading off for the Atlanta Braves is Omar Vizquel, 263, a homer and 15 runs batted in. And here comes the first pitch of the game. And he drives it. Oh, just past the diving attempt by Ramos, the second baseman, and into right field. It is a leadoff single for the Braves. Let's look at the replay. Come on, show us the replay. Don't be ashamed of yourselves. Henry Cabrera, 282. He's got 12 stolen bases. He is the left fielder, if I'm not mistaken. He's up there with runner at first and nobody out. Inside corner, strike one. BRONX KNIGHTS are 40 games over 500. First place in the AL West. That's Don Mattingly at first base. And Max Lukulich in center field. So count is 0-1 on Cabrera. He lines it to over second for one. Back to first. It is a round-the-horn double play started by Matt Termini at third base. What a great play. Show us that replay with now that there are two outs. Anyway, starting lineup for the Braves. Vizquel, Cabrera, Jeff Bagwell's at first. Rogers Hornsby is the second baseman. Miguel Sano is at third. Kristen Robinson's in center. Ahmed Rosario is the DH. Miles Straw is in right. And Brian O'Keefe is the catcher and batting ninth. Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer, 301, 31 homers, 75 runs batted in. 2 outs, bases empty. And that is a lazy fly ball to left center field. The left fielder, O'Rourke, is there, and he retires the side. So after half an inning of baseball, it's the Atlanta Braves nothing, the BRONX KNIGHTS coming to bat. Oh, yeah. Pitching for the Braves is Rogelio Armenteros, making his 25th start. He's 6-10. 6.66 earned run average. And leading off for the BRONX KNIGHTS is the center fielder Max Lukulich, 317, 4 homers, 31 runs batted in. He also has 32 steals and 32 doubles on the season. And he pulls the fastball down the right field line, foul ball. That stat is not correct. So the count is 0-1 on Mighty Max. And he pulls it up the first base line. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Max. Hate day games. Too bright. Did he check it? According to the home plate umpire, yes, he did check it count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Max. And he rips it, but right at the right fielder. Makes the catch. Straw for the first out. Starting lineups for Bronx Knights. Max is in center. Don Mattingly's at first. Chris Ramos at second. Michael O'Rourke in left. Jacob Salazar is at short. Benny LoCicero in right. Matt Zapps is your DH. Matt Termini's at third. And batting ninth is Anthony Mello behind the plate. Don Mattingly, 328, 21 homers, 84 runs batted in. Batting with 1 out. And he slices it into the seats. Foul ball. 21 homers, 87 runs batted in. Check that. Changeup floats to the outside corner. Count is 0-2 on Mattingly. And he yanks it down the right field line. Count will remain 0-2. Line drive right to the first baseman for the second out. Bagwell snags it. And there's 2 away. So the second baseman, Chris Ramos, switch hitter, leads the team in 3 offensive categories. 363, 47 homers, 120 runs batted in. 47 homers is not a career high. He had 54 in his rookie season. And he hits it deep, but playable. Right fielder makes the catch to retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for Argumentos. And after 1 inning of baseball, there's no score here in the Bronx. So we go to the top of the second. Rogers Hornsby, the second baseman, steps up. 281, 31 homers, 76 runs batted in. Line drive to center. It is a leadoff single for Hornsby on the first pitch here in the second inning. Makes a big turn at first, but stays right where he is. Before Miguel Sano gets up, let's come on, show us a replay. No? Unbelievable. Miguel Sano, 276, 24 homers, 57 runs batted in. He is your third baseman. Fastball 96 on the radar gun, strike 1. Breaking ball low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sano. Slider outside, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he pops him up. Short left field, long run for O'Rourke, but he settles under it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Defensive alignment for the Bronx Knights in the outfield from left to right. Mike O'Rourke, Max Lukulich, and Benny LoCicero. And in the infield, Matt Termini, Jacob Salazar, Chris Ramos, Don Mattingly, with Anthony Mello behind the plate. The Bronx Knights are in third in the American League in fielding percentage. So, with 1 away here in the second, Kristen Robinson steps to the plate, the center fielder, 285, 8 homers, 47 runs batted in. Outside corner, strike 1. He was last year's Rookie of the Year for the National League. And that is a line drive to left, long run, but he will make a shoestring catch, sliding into the wall. The runner has to retreat back to first. No advance on the base pass. Nice running catch towards the line by O'Rourke. And there are 2 away. So Ahmed Rosario is hitting 257, 14 homers, 63 runs batted in. Bases cleared. No, check that. Runner at first. And now there'll be runners at first and third as a single to right center field puts runners at first and third with 2 away after the single by Ahmed Rosario. Slashes it towards the gap. Luckily, the speed of Lukulich, the center fielder, was able to cut it off. So, Niles Straw, the right fielder, is hitting 318, 3 homers, 14 runs batted in. High strike, but called a strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top. The curveball counters quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Straw. And he lines it up the first base line towards the camera well. This count will remain 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and they strand 2 runners. So after an inning and a half, there's still no score here in the Bronx. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps the cleanup hitter, Michael O'Rourke, hitting .345, 30 homers, 93 runs batted in. He also has 20 stolen bases. Grounds it hard to the first baseman, takes it himself to the bag. Bagwell does. 1 pitch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Braves in the outfield from left to right. We've got Henry Cabrera, Kristen Robinson, Miles Straw. And in the infield, Miguel Sano, Omar Vizquel, Rogers Hornsby, Jeff Bagwell, and Brian O'Keefe. Behind the plate, 3 Gold Glove winners from last season. So next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. .330, 15 homers, 79 runs batted in. Takes outside for ball 1. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Armenteros. Checks his swing. Count is 2 balls and no strikes.
Nope,
3-0. Will he have the green light? I can guarantee you that he will not have the green light because I'm not swinging. So he walks him on 4 pitches. With 1 out, they have a base runner. Salazar has speed, so let's keep an eye on him. So the right fielder, Benny LoCicero, steps to the plate. He's hitting .304, 25 homers, 93 runs batted in, and he has been hot for 9 games. He's 16 for his last 32. Way out in front of the changeup, strike 1. A little anxious in that at-bat. Salazar steps back to first at the throw. Armenteros trying to keep him close. And another throw. Still no score here. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Bottom of the second, 1-1 count on the right fielder. Slider, breaking ball, just tries to backdoor him but misses. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck is the DH Matt Saps. And he way out in front of the changeup and lines it into the right field seats. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Will the runner be in motion? He does have speed. And that is a deep drive to right, but playable. Line drive to the right fielder's Straw, and there are 2 away. Hit it right on the nose, but didn't get enough air under it. So the DH Matt Saps, .292, 23 homers, 77 runs batted in. Just as a reminder, we are in the 2nd week of August. About a month and a half left to go. First pitch, he's going, strike, thrown, and he is out. So the side is retired, and we will see Matt Saps the beginning of the next half inning. Strong throw from the catcher O'Keefe. Might have been safe though, but the end of 2, there's no score. So we'll go to the top of the 3rd. Up steps Brian O'Keefe, who just made that great throw. .241, 12 homers, 45 runs batted in. Joseph deals. Pitch is high. Could have been called a strike, but home plate umpire says it's a ball. Curveball outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on O'Keefe. And he fouls it up the first base line, 2-1. Slider in there, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on O'Keefe. Gold Glove winner last season. And he fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again. And he fouls off the high curveball. That was a fat pitch. He wishes he had that one back, I'm sure. Jams him inside. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Grounds it to Ramos at second. Throws to first for the first out. Routine play.
The bat, number 13, shortstop, Omar.
Next up is the leadoff man, Omar Vizquel. He has a single in the first. He's 4 for 6 in this 2-game set so far. Pitch is low, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
That's a deep drive in the left center field gap. Long run for O'Rourke, but he makes the catch for the second out. Nice play.
The left fielder, number 20.
So left fielder Henry Cabrera is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Steps in with 2 away. That he slaps the other way, again to O'Rourke. Settles under it, makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Patrick Joseph. And after 2.5, there's still no score here in the Bronx. So next up is Matthew Sachs.
Leading off for the Bronx.
He's only hitting 237 here at the Yankee Stadium. Overall 292, 23 homers, 77 runs batted in. A bit of a road warrior this season. Swings at the high fastball and misses. Chase the pitch, strike 1. Low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rogelio Armenteros is the pitcher on the mound so far. And he fouls off the high fastball. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. So far, Armenteros has not given up a hit in this ball game. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there is 1 away. Out in front of the breaking ball. Upcoming schedule after day off for the BRONX KNIGHTS. There's 3 games at the Royals, 3 games at Fenway Park against the Boston Red Sox. So next up is the third baseman, Matt Termini. He's hitting .316, 8 homers, 63 runs batted in. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Just gets a piece of the fastball outside. Count is 0-1. And he's out in front of the changeup and fouls it off. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Termini. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside again, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the third. And he pokes it. 1 hop to the shortstop. Vizquel throws him out. 2 away. Got him by a half a step. So the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Anthony Millo, 243, 9 homers, 47 runs batted in. He had an absolutely miserable first half. He's trying to cover his season. And he slices it down the right field line into the seats. It hits the tarp, bounces into the stands, strike 1. Knocks him down. Oh, high and tight. Count is 1-1. No intent. And he jammed him. Popped up into the infield. Second baseman makes the catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And after 3 hitless innings, there's still no score here in the Bronx. Up steps Jeff Bagwell. Flew out in the first. He leads off the top of the 4th. Pitch is low, ball 1. Jeff Bagwell played for the Houston Astros. Hit over 500 homers. First baseman. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, that's gone. O'Rourke in left just watches it go. Sails deep and gone. A solo home run for Jeff Bagwell, his 32nd of the season. And they have a 1-0 lead here in the fourth. Here's a replay. Just pulls it into the right, checked at the left field seats. Thought it might go foul, but just hit it a long way, 411 feet. So still nobody out. Rogers Hornsby steps up. He singled in the second inning. And he hits this one deep, but pulls it, curving into the seats, a foul ball. Just a long strike. Curveball misses low. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. And he hits this one deep, but again, it misses that foul pole and curves into the seats. His second strike, 1-2 is the count. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. And he smacks it up to the what's the word? Can't remember. Line drive, foul ball, just, no wait, they called fair. My goodness, I think that's a terrible call. Need to see that replay. I think it missed the line. And they didn't show it. But in any event, it's a single, not a double. It was down the first base line, went over the first base bag. I guess it hit the chalk. So nobody outrunner at first. Miguel Sano is up. He's 1 for 5 in the series. Does not have a hit yet today. And he fouls off the outside low fastball, strike 1. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mr. Sano. So, pitch speed comparison brought to you by Topps Playing Cards. Patrick Joseph is winning that battle 97-93. But the more important battle is the game. Right now he's losing 1-0. So up steps center fielder Kristen Robinson. He flew out in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. High strike.
0-1's the count.
That is a line drive on the breaking ball right at LoCicero in right. He makes the catch, barely has to move, and there are 2 away.
The batter, number 1, designated hitter.
So Ahmed Rosario singled in his first at-bat in the second, 1 for 5 in this short series. And in there, strike 1. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts in yesterday's game. Breaking ball low and outside, ball 1. Inside corner with the changeup, count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner leads off first. Fouls the slider back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Atlanta has a 1-0 lead. It's a deep drive towards the right center field gap. Long run for the center fielder, but Lukalic makes the catch to retire the side, but not before Jeff Bagwell hits his 32nd home run of the season. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's the Atlanta Braves 1, the Bronx Knights 0. So leading off is Max Lukalic. He lined out in the first. He's 3 for 6 in the series. Like everyone else, he's hitless today. Pitch is low, ball 1. He has 6 runs scored in his last 5 games. And it's a lazy fly ball to left. Racing over is Henry Cabrera to make the catch for the first out. So next up is Don Mattingly, lined out in the first. 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Fouls off the changeup, strike 1.
1 ball,
Ball's
1
inside
strike.
at his knees. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is a sharp ground ball to Bagwell at first. Takes it himself, and they are quickly 2 outs. So next up is second baseman Chris Ramos. Flew out in the first. Leads the league in home runs with 47. Pitches in the dirt, ball 1. Leads the team with 167 base hits. Slow roller up the first baseline. Easy play for Bagwell. Grabs it, steps on the bag, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. And after 4, Armenteros still has not given up a hit. It's Atlanta 1, Bronx Knights nothing. So we go to the top of the 5th. Miles Straw steps up. He struck out in the 2nd. Joseph deals. Line drive right at Mattingly at first. 1 pitch, 1 away. So, with 1 out, Brian O'Keefe steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in the 3rd inning. At the knees, strike 1. Won a Gold Glove last season at the catcher position. And the curveball floats up there high, fouls it back, count is quickly 0-2. Joseph seems to have good stuff today. Jams him inside with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss is the breaking ball, and there are 2 away. It's Patrick Joseph's 3rd strikeout. He wants to know if it was a strike. And it might not have been. Diving fastball. So 2 outs, and the leadoff man, Omar Vizquel, steps up. Omar is 1 for 2 with a single today. In there, strike 1. Tries to bunt his way on, and it goes foul. So count is 0-2. Breaking ball down and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Vizquel. Vizquel played for the Cleveland Indians for most of his career. Perennial Gold Glover. Considered to be, in his time, one of the best shortstops in the American League. So he hits the last pitch foul down the left side. Count remains 1-2. Cole throw strike 3 on a pitch that was way low. So I don't blame him for being annoyed at that call. So after 4.5, the score remains Atlanta 1, Bronx Knights nothing. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Michael O'Rourke, who grounded out in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1, like everyone else on the team. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He has 30 home runs, which is good for 2nd place on the team. High, count is 1 ball and 1 strike on the left fielder. He was the starting left fielder for the All-Star game for the American League. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And they can't seem to get Armenteros. This time he pulls it hard but foul down the first base line. Count remains 2-2. And he grounds it to the second baseman. Easy play for Hornsby. Almost pulls him off the bag, but not quite. Nice stretch by Bagwell. And there's 1 away. So next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. He walked in the first, otherwise they'd be a perfect game. It's just a no-hitter at this point. 1 out here in the 5th. And he yanks the changeup down the right field line into the seats, strike 1. Slow roller to Hornsby, 2-hopper, over to first, easy play, and there's 2 away, and Armenteros is just cruising. So Benny is up. Benny, the right fielder, lined out in the 2nd inning. It's 0 for 1. pitches outside. Ball one. Inside off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes on LoCicero. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. Changeup drops in there, count as 3 balls and 1 strike. So it's a hitter's count, and the handcuffs will be off. Here comes the pitch. And he just tops it over to Bagwell, who takes it himself. So it's 5 no-hit innings for Argimentos, and at the end of 5, it's an official ball game. Atlanta leads 1-0. So we go to the top of the 6th. Henry Cabrera's 0 for 2. Left fielder steps in to lead off. Fastball in there, strike 1. Patrick's pitching a great game, but fortunately he's currently on the losing end of it. Curveball low. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabrera. Fastball outside, 2-1. And it's just low liner, bloop base hit to center, and the leadoff man is on. He didn't get much of that, but just looped it out into center field for a leadoff single.
The first baseman, number 5.
So next up is Jeff Bagwell. He is responsible for the only run of the game because in the 4th inning he hit this, a deep drive into the right field seats to give them a 1-0 lead. So he steps in again. He is 1 for 2. In there, strike 1, 95 on the radar gun. So last year he won the National League batting title. Interesting. Breaking ball outside corner. Might have been a ball, but called a strike by the umpire. And that's a deep drive. That could go. Deepest part of the ballpark. It is way gone. It hits one of the monuments in Monument Park for his 2nd homer of the game, 33rd of the season, a 2-run shot. And just like that here in the top of the 6th, it's a 3-0 advantage for the Atlanta Braves. My goodness, he killed it. It's worth a replay. Just to see which monument he hit. Oh my God. That was a long home run. They're not going to show it? Here we go. So, Rogers Hornsby steps up. Nobody out here in the 3rd. Check at the 6th. It's 3-0 lead. Roger is 2 for 2. And he hits a hard line drive, but running play for LoCicero and right. He makes the catch. Good thing he got a good jump on that, or that would have been over his head. That's the first out here in the 6th. Miguel Sano steps up. He struck out and he flew out. It's 0 for 2. And he lines it foul up the left field line. Miguel in this fictional universe has 280 career home runs. And he fouls off the fastball. Back to the screen. Count is 0-2. Breaking ball in there. Froze him. And that's the 2nd out. Strikeout number 5 for Joseph. So 2 away. Kristen Robinson is 0 for 2. He steps in. Base is empty. Outside corner. Strike 1. Still, the damage has been done this inning. It's now a 3-run lead for the Braves. Slicing into the seats. Foul ball. Strike 2. Count is 0-2 on Robinson. Hard ground ball up the box. Through the middle. It is a base hit. 2-out single for Robinson. And the inning will continue. Have to start thinking about getting a reliever out. So next up is Ahmed Rosario, who singled in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2. Outside corner. No, called it a ball. Wow. Strange strike zone today. Count is 1 ball and no strikes on Rosario. Outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Grounds it. Flips over to second. Salazar is covering for the force, and the side is retired. But Jeff Bagwell hit a 2-run home run to the deepest part of Monument Park, and after 5.5 innings of baseball, it's the Braves 3, the Knights nothing. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps, up against Armenteros, is Matthew Saps.
Number 31.
Inside, off the plate, ball 1. So it's 5 hitless innings for Armenteros. And he hits this a deep drive. Back goes the left fielder to the track, the wall. And on the warning track, he makes the catch. Cabrera does for the first out. Gave it a ride, but died on the warning track.
Now batting, number 79.
So Matt Termini, the third baseman, steps up. He's 0 for 1. Inside, off the plate, ball 1. Matt has 27 doubles on the season to go along with those 9 home runs. That one, he went a little too far. Checked to swing, or tried to. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swings out in front of the changeup. Count is 1 and 2. Off the plate inside. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Termini. And that's a line drive, but it will hang up there for Straw in right field. So there's 2 away. 5 2/3 hitless innings. So Anthony Millo is 0 for 1. He steps in. 2 outs here in the 6th. Pitch is low, ball 1. And it's a deep drive, but playable. Cabrera in left makes the catch, and there's 6 shutout innings and 6 hitless innings for Armenteros. At the end of 6, it is Atlanta 3, Knights nothing. Oh my God. So we go to the top of the 7th. Miles Straw steps in plate. He's 0 for 2. The 3-0 lead for Atlanta. Slow roller to Ramos at second. Throws to first, 1 pitch, 1 away. So right now, the Atlanta Braves pitcher is throwing a no-hitter against me. No shame. He's pitching his ass off. Pitch is low, ball 1 to Brian O'Keefe, the catcher, who's 0 for 2 today. Line drive past the diving attempt by Salazar at shortstop and into left field. It is a 1-out single for the catcher O'Keefe. It's time to go to the bullpen and get somebody warmed up. So let's go. Telly is going to warm up, and Caleb Smith is going to warm up. So, leadoff man Omar Vizquel, who's 1 for 3 with a single today, steps in with a runner at first and 1 out. Low strike, but called a strike nonetheless by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Cabrera has 4 hits in this 2-game series. Reaches out, pokes it out. Oh my goodness, he screwed up. First of all, he didn't tag the runner as he ran past, and then got the ball to the first baseman late. They're calling it a base hit when it should be an error. Now there are runners at first and second with only 1 out here in the 7th. So next up is Henry Cabrera, 1 for 3 with a single. In there, strike 1. And it is a slow roller over to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So it's a fielder's choice at second. So there's 2 away. Runners at first and third here in the top of the 7th. Let's look at the replay. Wasn't a perfect double play ball because he had to kind of range to his left a little bit in order to get his glove on it. So next up is Jeff Bagwell, who has 2 home runs today. And that will be all for the starting pitcher. Manager will go to the bullpen and bring in Telly to pitch. So the 50-year-old Don Mattingly, the manager, makes the call to the bullpen, asks for the right-hander. That'll be all for Patrick Joseph. He came into this game with 12 wins. He will not get his 13th. And in relief is Telly Argios, making his 32nd appearance out of the bullpen. He's 4-5 with a 5.00 earned run average. He has not had a great season. The 2 runners on base are Patrick Joseph's responsibility. Outside corner with the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. Chased it. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Bagwell. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he gets him. They strand 2 runners. So get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the 7th inning stretch. The Atlanta Braves lead 3-0. So the pitcher for the Braves, 6 no-hit innings. Leadoff man Max Lukelich steps up. He's 0 for 2. Armenteros is pitching a no-hitter. Not a perfect game because he allowed a walk. Pitches outside, ball 1. So the bullpen is up and throwing for the Braves. I think there would be a mutiny in the clubhouse if he would have taken out with a no-hitter. And he pulls the fastball down the right field line. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So welcome to Bronx Knights Baseball. This is a created franchise that has been wedged into the American League West. Slow roller to Rogers Hornsby, throws to first, and the first out is recorded. Created franchise, it's my intention to play every inning of every game of a 162-game schedule. This is game number 121 out of 162. No skipping innings, no simulating games, all the games on YouTube. So next up is Don Mattingly, the first baseman. He is 0 for 2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And he fouls it upstairs behind the plate. Strike 1. Bronx Knights are 80-40. It's good for first place in the American League West. And that is a shallow fly ball, lazy to Kristen Robinson in center, and there are 2 away. In case you're wondering, the difficulty setting on this season for every game is for hitting and pitching both all-star. I know there are people that can play better than that, but all-star makes me happy. So Chris Ramos, the second baseman, is up. Takes in there strike 1. He's 0 for 2, like everyone else in the lineup. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramos has 47 home runs on the season, and it is the middle of August. Yanks it down the first base line. Foul ball count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he drives it down the right field line, but it curves into the seats. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he, off the end of the bat down the left field line, it looks like it may fall in, but yes, it does. It falls in, and the no-hitter is no more. He's going to second, and he pulls him off the bag, so he gets the second on it. They might probably give him a double. Yes, double number 25 on the season, so the no-hitter is finished. Here's the replay. It was just a off the end of the bat, bloop base hit that Henry Cabrera and left just could not get to. I'm surprised he didn't dive for the ball. And then he had trouble picking it up, and Ramos was able to get into scoring position with 1 away. No, 2 outs, check that. So 6 2/3 hitless innings. So Michael O'Rourke, the left fielder, is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs today. Takes low ball 1. Checks his swing, fastball is outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on O'Rourke. He's hitting .346 with runners in scoring position this season, which is basically his season average, so really no difference between the 2. And that's a deep drive. Back goes the right fielder, but Straw in front of the warning track makes the catch to retire the side. So he keeps the shutout, but the no-hitter is done. However, at the end of 7 innings of play, it's still Atlanta 3, the Bronx Knights nothing. So we go to the top of the 8th. Rogers Hornsby, the second baseman, 2 for 3, 2 singles. In there is Telly in his 2nd inning of relief work. And it's a deep drive down the right field line, and it's curving just foul. Missed the foul pole by inches. Curveball, changeup. Check that changeup. Floats in there for strike two. Count as 0-2 on Hornsby. Pops him up in the infield. Out of the crouch jumps Millo. Settles under it, makes the catch, one away. So starter comparison, as you can see, obviously Armenteros pitching a 6 2/3 hitless innings certainly won the battle with Patrick Joseph. Not a terrible start, but not good enough to get the victory. So next up is Miguel Sano, who's 0 for 3. Steps in, one out in the 8th. That is a shallow fly ball to center. Lazy. Lukalic settles under it, makes the catch for out number 2. Kristen Robinson has a single in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. Steps in with 2 outs. Outside corner with the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Grounds it up the first base line. Foul ball, count is 0-2. Line drive, base hit past the diving Termini at third. It is a 2-out single for Miguel Sano. No, check that, Kristen Robinson. I apologize. Lines it between shortstop and third base for a single, hard single to left. So next up is Ahmed Rosario, who's 1 for 3 with a single. At the knees, strike 1 with the fastball. And it is a line drive. It is a foul ball. Count is 0-2 on Rosario. Just misses with the split finger fastball. Attendance is 48,464 here at Classic Yankee Stadium. That is not a sellout. And he pops it up, but Termini makes the catch to retire the side in foul territory. Just a low line drive. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score is 3-0, Atlanta. So before we go to the mound, bullpen, righty switch. We're going to have Caleb sit down. We're going to have Zach Eflin warm up. Zach Eflin's scheduled to put him in the game. So Jacob Salazar, the shortstop, is 0 for 1. Inside, ball 1. So he's pitching into the 8th inning with a shutout. Yanks it up the first base line, goes foul. 1 count, 1 ball and 1 strike on Salazar. That is a line drive over the head of the shortstop. It drops in for a base hit, and this one is a legitimate one. As the Bronx Knights lead off the bottom of the 8th with a hard single. And that's an 8-game hitting streak for Salazar. Just takes it the other way over the head of the shortstop. He's the kind of hitter that does hit home runs every so often, but peppers it around the infield. Benny LoCicero, the right fielder, takes outside ball 1. He's 0 for 2. Average is dipped to 303. Does have 25 homers. Yanks it foul up the first base line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Low gets away. Salazar's at second, no throw. So runner in scoring position now with nobody out on the wild pitch by Armenteros. Just in the dirt, knocks away. So 2 balls, 1 strike on LoCicero. And he yanks the fastball foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner leads off second. Just gets a piece of the 2-seam fastball just to stay alive. Count remains 2-2. Inside off the plate, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Atlanta has a 3-0 lead here at Classic Yankee Stadium against the Bronx Knights. And he walked him, ball 4. So, the tying run will come to the plate with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. So up steps the designated hitter, Matthew Saps, who's 0 for 2 today. And the manager of the Atlanta Braves has seen enough. He's calling for the right-hander. I feel bad for Armenteros, if that's how you pronounce his name, because he was pitching a no-hitter, still throwing a shutout and get relieved. So Sammy Gale, making his 4th appearance. He must have been a recent call-up from the minor leagues. He's only pitched 3 innings this season. So Matt Saps is 0 for 2, steps in, runners at first and second, and nobody out. Inside off the plate with the cut fastball, ball 1. Matt Saps, .339 average with runners in scoring position. That's about 40 points higher than his regular season average. So he likes having a runner at second. Off the plate, cut fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Hitters count. And he lines it down the first base line, but it curves into the seats. Strike number 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So Salazar at second, LoCicero at first. Saps is at the plate. And he yanks it, but it will stay up there for Cabrera in left. Line drive, but right at the outfielder for the first out of the inning. No advance on the base paths. You hit it on the nose, but you can't steer the ball. This is the replay. Thank you for joining the stream. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. So this is the third baseman, Matt Termini. He is 0 for 2 today. And it is a, off the end of the bat, long run for the shortstop, makes the catch. Omar Vizquel does for the second out. So they've gone from first and second with nobody out to first and second and 2 outs. So, big moment in the game. Anthony Miller is 0 for 2. He's the number 9 hitter, the catcher. He only has 9 home runs on the season. His first half was a miserable half at the plate. Grounds, just misses the third base bag, but regarding the line, it would have been out number 3, so it's strike 1. Count is 0-1. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball. Count is quickly 0-2. Looks a little anxious at the plate. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is a quick 2-game series in middle August in the season. Knights won the first game. A little late on the fastball, slicing into the seats. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the 8th, runners lead off first and second. There's a 3-0 lead for the Braves. Even at 2-2. So the 2-game set. Bronx Knights won the first game 7-6. Obviously they're losing today 3-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 at the cut fastball, and he strands 2 runners. And we will go to the top of the 9th. Atlanta still has a 3-0 lead. Ugh. So, do you want to change pitchers? Yes. In relief for the Knights, Zach Eflin, making his 18th appearance. He has no record. His ERA is 3.86. And leading off for the Atlanta Braves is Miles Straw, the right fielder. He's 0 for 3. Outside corner, no. Called it a ball. Home plate umpire squeezing him. The count is 0-1-0. Swinging a miss at the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And he jams him with the 2-seamer. Count is 1-2. And it is a lazy fly ball to right. LoCicero settles under it, makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the ninth. Gonna go manager, bullpen. John Smoltz is gonna warm up. Caleb Smith is gonna warm up. Next up is Brian O'Keefe. High fastball, 96 on the radar gun, strike one. Fouls off the two-seam fastball, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. That's a deep drive. Back goes the center fielder to the track, the wall, looking up, makes the catch at the base of the wall. Nice play by Lukulich in center. So there's 2 away here in the top of the ninth. So the lineup turns over. Vizquel's 5th at bat of the game. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Pitches low, ball 1. And he loops it to the Salazar at short, throws across in time. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Bronx Knights. They need 3 runs to tie. Lukulich leads off. Let's do this. So Luke Jackson comes in for the save opportunity. His record is 0-3. He has 17 saves and 21 opportunities. His ERA is 3.92, so he has not been unhittable this season. Leading off is the leadoff man, Max Lukulich. He's 0 for 3 today. He has 90 runs. He needs to get on base.
Number 38.
Inside and low, ball 1. They need base runners. Can't swing at bad pitchers. Need base runners. At the knees, strike 1 count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. He's going for save number 18 on the season.
Ball 2.
Inside off the plate, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Jams him with the high fastball, count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mighty Max. And he just fouls it off to stay alive. Count remains at 2-2. Outside, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. And he's late on the fastball, fouls it up the third base line. Foul ball, full count.
Nope, that's ball.
And it just misses. So he walks the leadoff man. And that's got to give the manager agita. So runner at first, a lot of speed. Still, though, they need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. So Don Mattingly is 0 for 3. He's 2 for 7 in this series with an RBI. And he jams him, pop up, left field side, into the seats, strike 1. Donnie Baseball has grounded into 13 double plays this season. He also has 87 runs batted in August. Let's look on the positive, shall we? This is a line drive, but right at Cabrera in left. That is 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth. So next up, with 1 out, is Chris Ramos, the switch hitter.
Second baseman, Chris.
Possibly the best hitter on the team. 2 for 6 in the series, 1 for 3 with a double today. Pitches outside and low, ball 1. He has 47 homers and 120 RBIs in the second week of August. Outside, ball 2. 3-0 lead for Atlanta. This is the bottom of the ninth. There's 1 away, runner at first. They need 1 more runner for the tying run to come to the plate. He pulls it up first base line, but it goes foul. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. That is a line drive up the middle, and it is a base hit. Knocks it down with his body. Runners will be at first and second here with one away here in the bottom of the ninth. So the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth for the Bronx Knights. Almost a brilliant catch, but he traps it under his body, Robinson does. So the tying run is Michael O'Rourke. He's 1 for 6 in this series. He's 0 for 3 today. But he is second on the team with 30 home runs. Home run here would tie the ball game here in the bottom of the ninth. Outside, ball 1. And that is a line drive to the right fielder. He makes the catch for the second out. And the Bronx Knights are down to their final out. So this next hitter represents both the final out of the ball game and the tying run. Jacob Salazar, who in this series yesterday hit a grand slam home run. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. He has 15 home runs on the season. Late on the fastball, 97 on the radar gun. Jacobs hitting 379 with runners in scoring position. Sliders outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners lead off first and second. Pokes it into the seats down the left field line. They are down to their final strike. The count is 1 and 2 on Salazar. It hits him. It hit him. So the bases will be loaded with 2 away. So now the tying run will be at first base. And the winning run will be at home plate. So up steps Benny LoCicero. Benny's 0 for 2 with a walk today. He's hitting .303. He has 25 home runs on the season. Nowhere to put him. Pitches high, ball 1. He's hitting .311 with runners in scoring position, but he does have 93 runs batted in on the season. Ball 2, 2-0, nowhere to put him. He is the winning run. He also represents the final out of the game. 3 balls, no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? I highly doubt it. Putting the controller down. I want him to throw me ball 4. Go for it. And he walked in a run. So an RBI on the base on balls, and the score is now 3-1. Luke Jackson's thrown 24 pitches. He's lost the strike zone. And the tying run is now at second base, where a single can tie this ball game here with 2 outs in the ninth. Next up is Matthew Saps, who's 0 for 3. Matt Saps has 23 home runs on the season. The bases are still loaded with 2 away. Pitches just off the plate outside, ball 1. Checks the swing, pitches outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Again, still nowhere to put him. And it is a shallow fly ball to center. There is Robinson. Makes the catch to retire the side. Ball game over. Atlanta wins 3-1. So, in this short 2-game series against the Atlanta Braves at Classic Yankee Stadium, they split the series 1 game apiece. The losing pitcher is Patrick Joseph. The winning pitcher, obviously, is I can't pronounce that name. I have to read it to pronounce it. So Bronx Knights lose 3-1. Atlanta 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Bronx Knights 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Armenteros, Rogelio Armenteros gets the win. Patrick Joseph gets the loss. I believe he's 12-5. Luke Jackson gets the save, number 18 on the season. And Jeff Bagwell is the player of the game, 2 for 4 with 2 home runs today. So this has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights Baseball. For those of you that poked your heads in and said hello and watched for a while, I really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It is my intention to play every inning of every game of the 162 game schedule. This was game number 121 of 162 plus. No skipping innings, no simulating games, straight through. And they are 80 and 41 on the season and have a good lead in their division, so the playoffs is ahead of us. So anyway, 3-1 loss, gotta lose sometimes. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.